We are live.
And then AJ, before you load anything up to anything else, I've got to add in the intro and outro, and I'll send that edited file to you. Okay, I've got streaming on all four. 1 minute. Let's just
wait. I went live. I'm sorry.
You're fine.
I'm live on Facebook.
You are live on YouTube.
You are live
everywhere.
We're live everywhere.
Yes.
So let's go ahead and get started and let everybody into the room. Welcome to Daily with Doc and Becca. Thank you so much for joining us here as we are in a resource for empowering information that allows you to make decisions based on things that are more natural and beneficial to the body and allowing the body to do what it was designed to do. My name is Becca Dukes, and as the hostess of this program, it is my great honor and privilege to be able to bring to you different individuals from different, areas of life, different stages of life in different occupations that are all contributing to things that you can do to help yourself. And today, like no other, I do want to say that the content of this program is to provide educational purposes only on the importance of good nutrition. And today, it's in and out. And not meant to take the place of your primary care physician or any other specialty. The products and any information mentioned in this show is to be used for educational purposes only. But folks, if you don't have the education, if you don't know what's available, how are you going to be able to make the right choices? Well, today we are going to be talking about skincare and the importance of paying attention and being mindful of what goes not just in your body, but on the outside of your body too. And I am honored and privileged to be able to have with us the COO of Youngevity, who is also the daughter-in-law of our great Dr. Joel Wallach, here to join us as we are going to be talking about skincare and makeup and all that stuff that makes us feel more pretty. Whether we need it or not, it still feels good to have a little extra something. Do you agree, Michelle?
I absolutely agree with you 100%.
So, Michelle, you have been in this business for a very, very, very long time.
Almost 30 years.
Almost 30 years. You don't look old enough to have been able to do the business for 30 years. But that's because you've taken care of yourself, not just on the inside, but the outside as well.
I certainly have tried, for sure. And makeup has been my passion since I was a young teenager. So I really am blessed because of my mother introducing it to my sister and I at a young age, but also in very small baby steps. So I was never the girl that got to wear a lot of makeup going to school. And my mother raised us with just how important it is to keep your makeup fresh, to keep your looks fresh, and to change with every season. So from the time I was about 15, 16, until honestly, all the way up to 2020, I was just telling somebody the other day, I haven't had a makeover since 2020. I got my makeup done quarterly, if not at least twice a year. And I'm a big advocate that you have to change your makeup up as the seasons change because your skin tone changes. And you've got to keep with that as you go from season to season.
And that changes in skin tone has to do with how often the sun is shining, how much time you're out in the sun. So like if it's warm and beautiful in the summer,
right,
you're going to be getting more sun than in the winter. Yeah. So I'm still working on that whole getting that sun-kissed look.
You look beautiful. I love your skin. I can definitely tell you're from the Northwest.
Well, that's where I spent quite a bit of time, but I'm actually from Phoenix,
You
where I
haven't,
spent
it
most of my time
did not
sunburned.
say so, does it?
So, um, so yeah, I spent a lot of time being sunburnt. So I had a lot of skin damage and dry skin and everything that I just thought I was stuck with. You know, of course, we hear all of these ads of all these different things that we can add to our, put on top of our skin, but never did I hear anything about what went in the body to work for the, from the cellular level in out.
Right. Right. So where do you want to start today? Do you want to start on the outside or do you want to start on the inside? Because I definitely have some different products here to share with everyone, just in regards to working from the inside, or we can start from the outside and go in. What would you like to do?
Well, I like instant gratification.
Okay.
So let's talk from the outside and then go to the inside.
Okay, so I have a scary story to share with all of you. Um, when we first started, before everyone came onto this call today, Rebecca's like, do you have any more light you can put on you? And I couldn't believe that my gigantic green light wasn't enough. And I do understand why I need more light. You guys will not believe the massive mistake that I made a few weeks ago. It's been about 3.5 weeks. I was at Trader Joe's, and it's, obviously Halloween time. Everything is pumpkin, right? And I found a little jar of a pumpkin enzyme mask at Trader Joe's, and it was $6. There was a whole display to it, and I grabbed it. No ingredients listed on it at all. Actually, that's against the law, but there were no ingredients listed in any way. And the instructions asked you to spend the night wearing the pumpkin enzyme. And I know enough about pumpkin enzyme from research and from doing other masks at spas and so on. It's a really good fruit enzyme peel. Like, it can really, the heavier stuff, especially at a salon, can remove complete layers of skin. But I knew that this one was over the counter. It would be light, and how could a pumpkin mask hurt me? I woke up the next morning and my skin was completely solidly red, and I had blisters over my entire face. I was horrified. I immediately started crying. I went looking for the bottle. And then I thought, after it was all said and done, it would clear up in a few days. And it took me a good 2 weeks, 2 weeks of not wearing makeup, 2 weeks of lathering my face in vitamin C, 2 weeks of just using the most gentlest cleaners and light moisturizers on my skin, but no makeup. There was nothing I could do. And my sister and my mother, all they could do was laugh, because they know how sensitive my skin is. And they couldn't believe I was so stupid as to buy something with no ingredient list. So I ended up in Los Angeles this last weekend at Dr. Lewis's event. I seemed fine. And then I woke up Monday morning, and my face had completely broken out in blisters again. A massive rash was now covering my face, and I had to be on stage. I mean, I knew I had to get on stage. I knew I'd be speaking with Steve. And again, my eyes just, filled with tears. And I instantly called my doctor, my dermatologist, and I said, listen, I need to get in as soon as I can get back from LA. You've got to see my face. I need laser treatment. I'll take injections, whatever you've got to make this go away, because I've got to be on Zooms and I've got to be on stage. And so I went to see her yesterday, and honestly, she laughed probably harder than my mother and my sister. She could not believe that I had slept in the pumpkin mess, and her diagnosis sent me reeling once again. She told me it would be anywhere from 10 to 12 weeks to work its way out of my body. So by sleeping in the mask, it had actually gone into my bloodstream, through my skin, into my bloodstream, and was now one with my body. And she said I'd be going through all of these waves, in and out, where it would probably heal up a little bit, and then it would explode again, and then it would heal up, and she's like, and it's just going to be this vicious cycle until it finally works its way out of your entire system. And so I share this story with you because I'm such an advocate for reading labels, understanding what you put on your skin, and in this case, understanding that though your skin is a great barrier and protects you from many, many things in this world, sleeping in any kind of product other than a light moisturizer, sleeping in any kind of product, I got my lesson yesterday. I literally got spanked by the dermatologist. It does become one with your body. And in this case, I don't know what any of the ingredients are. I have no idea what toxins entered my system. And I'm horrified. I went back to Trader Joe's. The display is gone. We have to assume, I am assuming, that somebody came in and complained and they took the display down, because there's no way they sold out of this product in any way. They had like 1,000 bottles at an end display, but the entire display is gone. And so with that, I definitely, want this to be a warning to you all. It starts at the top, and I take ingredients very, very, very seriously. And one slip up can lead to medical intervention, can lead to having to take, a variety of different drugs. But there's no laser treatment that she can give me. There's no magical cream that she can give me. She's just like, you have to go with the least amount of makeup. She said, thank goodness your mineral makeup line is so clean. You can do it lightly, just try to do it for Zooms, then immediately go wash your face. So when this is all said and done, I have to race to the bathroom and wash, what little makeup I have off of my skin. So there's my, bad story. And I just want you guys to understand, like, just some of the bad ingredients that can cause this kind of thing. And I'm going to pronounce half of these things wrong. Steve's behind my computer, so he'll correct me if I say anything wrong. But the first one is, and I'm just going to spell it, it's PHTHALATES.
Phthalates?
Phthalates, thank you. They're an endocrine disruptor. And so this is really bad for women. They're found in nail polishes, all kinds of cosmetics, synthetic fragrances. And my doctor and I were talking about that yesterday, and they can be a risk factor to breast cancer. So PHTHALATES. You want to stay away from that ingredient. See what? Phthalates. Steve said the word is phthalates. Thank you. The T is silent, he says. So that's one of the things my doctor was like, just make sure going forth you stay away from that. The next one is butadiene, BUTADIENE. It's found in a lot of foundations. It's a known human carcinogen and can be toxic to human development and reproductive health. So mothers, when you're out there and you're introducing your kids, your girls or your kids to makeup for the first time, my mother, this will date me, and raise your hand if you have heard of this store, but my mother would only let my sister and I go to Merle Norman's when we were little. Is everyone? Yeah, there we go. Do you remember Merle Norman's? She only let us.
We had a good family friend who had a franchise of Merle Norman's.
Who had a franchise of Merle Norman's? My mom thought that was the only place that was suitable for my sister and I to get our makeup. And again, it was like a light lip gloss, a very light blush that could go on our eyes, and like the lightest eyeshadow. Didn't even look like we had anything on. But she did feel that was best to start our skin with, and she did not want us getting anything from any drugstore. And then just, of course, the heavy lead, heavy metals. We've talked about it over the last 27 years. For a long time, I didn't introduce lipsticks into my line. 99% of the lipsticks out there, and I'll include MAC and all of that. I've personally worn MAC myself. It's filled with lead. I mean, they haven't gotten rid of it. They haven't taken it out of lipsticks. And you do really need to be careful of lipstick. I'm a major lipstick wearer. My mother is too. She's the type of woman that puts it on 4 times a day. And there's only one place for lipstick to go. Well, 2 places. I say your coffee cup, if you put lipstick on before you have your coffee in the morning. And then the second place that lipstick has to go is inside your body. At the end of the day, the average woman will consume more than 5 pounds of lipstick into their system from teenagehood to death. And that is a lot. And the more you wear, like my mom, just, that number is only going to increase. If you put it on just once or twice a day like I do, hopefully that number's less. But the average woman consumes about 5 pounds of lipstick. And if it's filled with heavy metals and lead, it's going to lead to all kinds of problems. And why they haven't outlawed this, why they haven't made it illegal through Congress, it baffles me. I get some of the other makeups that are just on the outer parts of your skin, but lipstick, ladies, lipsticks is a big one, and you should be very careful of the ingredients. And I'm very proud of the fact that Youngevity does not have any toxic ingredients whatsoever in its lipstick, let alone in its entire line. So with that, I at least want to talk about some easy skincare things. I know there's women out there that take care of their skin like my husband takes care of his Corvette. I am definitely more of a Mini Cooper kind of girl. I want the least number of steps and the least number of products. So one of the things that I love more than life itself is my wipes that I've got. And one of the things that I'm a little disappointed about, especially because of our warehouse, is they dried out a little bit in the last year. There's a major drought going on. We didn't really get a lot of rain until like the last 2 months here in California. I'm sure you guys might have heard of that fake hurricane that San Diego had. That's what I call it, because it was just a few raindrops. But without that humidity, there are things in our warehouse that just need extra help. And this happened to be one of them. So we now include, with every purchase, we include a bottle of micellar water. And so this replaced our toner. I don't know how many ladies out there have not heard of micellar water or don't understand its importance, but it has really become a one-all face wash. So without the soapy residues, without all the residue that's left behind from any soaps, and don't get me wrong, I still use a creamy cleanser. I love my creamy cleanser. And then I use this secondary. But if I'm traveling or it's late at night and I get in at 11 o'clock, I will just grab a cleansing wipe. It already has my micellar water mixed into it, and I can literally clean my whole face. This is embedded with microbeads of essential oils. And it's those oils that grab and wipe the makeup off of your face. Just making sure that everyone can see that.
And if I can add, Michelle, those cloths with the micellar water, they take off everything without having to scrub.
Correct. So super
It's
gentle for your
fantastic.
skin. Super gentle for your eyes, Rebecca. Super gentle for your skin, your eyelashes, all of that. And so everybody always asks me, and I mean, my sister's going to laugh if she's on here. So I transfer my wipes into a Ziploc bag, and then I just pour some micellar water into the bag. And this just becomes my travel bag of makeup wipes. So I don't really hold on to the packaging that the wipes came in. I've been like that actually since day one. So I've always carried my wipes in a Ziploc bag, and it just allows me to add. Sometimes, guys, I have even added the eye makeup remover. Like I'll have a bag of the wipes with just the eye makeup remover in it in case I'm wearing false eyelashes, or I just have like a heavier eye makeup on because it's an evening event. I'll take one of the wipes and really douse it with our eye makeup remover, which I have, and you guys can see like there's not even a lot in it because I do use it a lot. Super gentle for the eyes. The eyes are probably the thing that I am most psychotic about, because I have a close friend who's an eye doctor, and I have certainly gone to him in regards to eye irritants for the last few years. And he's not just your ophthalmologist or whatever at like a lens crafters. He's like an eye doctor that can do surgeries and that kind of thing. And he said to me a long time ago, I will forever have a job. I will forever be in business because women put the absolute worst ingredients onto their eyes. And he called out Urban Decay, which I love their eyeshadow palettes. I love going into Sephora and looking at all the pretty colors that Urban Decay has. But then he really brought it to my attention of just how awful those ingredients are and how many different eye problems it can lead to, and including our own eyesight. So he's like, I will forever have a job because women are going to forever put the wrong things onto their eyes. And so I just want to, again, if there's, aside from your lips, if there's another body part that you should be super careful of, it's your eyes. And women ask me all the time, but I really want to wear waterproof mascara. So do I, especially when it's hot and humid outside. So I always take our Youngevity mascara and I put that as the base coat on my eyelashes. And then at least the fine hairs around my eyes are protected with the all natural mascara of Youngevity. And then I might apply the waterproof mascara on top of that. But at least the hairs, the precious hairs to my eyes, are protected without having the bad toxins that the waterproof mascaras generally come with. So
Something
I
that
know
I really want to, yeah, well, and something I want to really point out, and this is going back to your pumpkin enzyme
oh
experience,
yes.
is
Mm,
folks, anything and everything that you put on your skin gets absorbed,
true. My
whether
doctor
your
said
neck.
yesterday, had I washed it off after 20 minutes, I would not have had any issues. She said leaving it on, of course, your skin absorbs everything. That's totally true. She said leaving it on, was it just really allowed that absorption to sink all the way to my bones. And she said that no matter what the brand is, she said it doesn't matter who makes it or what they're claiming, no woman should go to bed with a mask on. So this goes back to like the 60s when Pond's cold cream did commercials and it showed women getting into bed with their faces lathered in Pond's cold cream. And she's like, that was a marketing tactic. No doctor would have told a woman, even in the 60s, that it was safe and okay to wear any kind of mask. We're talking about a mask to bed. And she said, even with moisturizers, you do not want to heavily moisturize at night. I generally don't. I don't wear a heavy moisturizer, just because my skin is so sensitive. But she said, the more women you talk to, you have to let them know the lightest moisturizer that they can tolerate. That's what they want to put on their skin when they go to bed at night, and try to keep anything away from your eyes. No eye masks, no eye moisturizers, nothing that's an ointment or a cream around your eyes in any way. And I don't do that, but she just wanted to reiterate that with me yesterday.
Yeah, and because it's important. I mean, that skin is very delicate.
I know,
And
but even I look at that. Even I am like, I think I see wrinkles, and so even I am like, what can I like rub on there or put on there, and then go to sleep and wake up magically and have it be all gone. So I mean, I understand. I mean, I understand women. Well, I'm one of them, so I mean, I get it. I understand the need of what can I wear at night. We all want it to be at night because we want to wake up and look like Cinderella. So we don't want to do it during the day. We want it to be like a magical thing that happens at night. And I absolutely get it.
yeah, absolutely.
I welcome getting old. I'm not welcoming the wrinkles under my eyes in any way.
Well, from your father-in-law's teachings, there are things that we can do on the inside that then helps to prolong having to get those wrinkles.
That's totally true. I just am not a girl willing to, like, I'll tell everybody, I didn't get LASIK until LASIK had already been out for like 20 years. I got LASIK at 38, which like all of my friends had LASIK. So I wore glasses from the time I was little until I was about 38. And my fear was I wasn't going to have a laser touch my eyes, even though I wasn't aware of any cases of anyone going blind. It didn't matter. It's my eyes. I want to see. And the doctor said to me, it's too late. What are you doing in my office? Like, your eyes are going to continue to degenerate after you get into your mid 40s. Like, your eyesight's just it's not going to remain perfect at 2020. And I told him I didn't care. Like, I just wanted to wear cool sunglasses. Like, that was my dream of just wearing cool sunglasses. And I wanted to be able to see for as long as I could, with 2020 vision. And I'm now 52, and I'm just now starting to wear reader glasses. And really, honestly, it comes to restaurants. The restaurants are dark and their menus are too small. And so I find myself putting on reader glasses, just to be able to read the menus in restaurants. So aside from not checking on your phones in bathrooms, I would like restaurant menus to be the font made bigger, and I would like more light after 6 p.m. in a restaurant. I've seen no reason why we have to read a menu in the dark. It's just one of
Oh,
those. my little pitch there.
There you go. In a perfect world.
In a perfect world, we would have light at our tables in a restaurant.
Absolutely. Well, we do have a question that's going back to the lips and lipstick and what we put
Sure.
on our lips. So, Miriam wants to know, what is it in lipstick that makes it last on the lips? Is that the lead?
No, it's glue.
Glue?
Sure. I don't have any on today. So I just have a clear medical lip balm because of my rash. I did follow the doctor's orders and I did not put anything around my lips today. I'm super sorry. I just have like a medical ointment on my lips. But in regards to products, and I don't have any here in front of me, but let's just pick on Kylie Jenner for a half a second because her lip products happen to stay on for 23 hours a day. It is definitely, there are definitely substances in there that will bind and glue your lipstick on. So though I won't sell it myself, I have certainly been known to go and buy it and try it and test it, like all the girls on my team at Youngevity have. I mean, that's one of the ways that we, create new colors, is we go out and test other colors and other brands that we like. And then the other thing that we do is we'll try things and then talk to our blenders and see what their feedback is on how close we can get to a particular type of product. So of course we wanted lipstick that lasts 23 hours like Kylie Jenner. At the end of the day, that would generally, those ingredients come from Asia. That's not a European thing. That's not a rainforest thing. That's a China thing. And so that's a huge no for me. I'm not going to bring in ingredients from the Asian market to put into my products. And there's not a lot of research and there's not a lot out there in regards to the toxicity of those ingredients. And again, we don't have an FDA, we don't have a Congress, and we don't have a Senate that cares what we put into our makeup products. So, very much like the mascara thing, if you really want your lipstick to last through a party or you don't want it to come off on your coffee cup, please put something nice on your lips. Go ahead and cover it in the all
Something
day
like
wear
lip gloss?
lip top. So, my lip lock lasts, but it's not ever going to get the feeling that Kylie Jenner's that the Kylie line has. I mean, when it goes on, it dries solid. Some women like that. I don't. I don't like my lips to feel dry. I'm perfectly fine putting on a little bit of lip lock, before dinner, after dinner, we're at a cocktail party, whatever. I don't look, it even comes with a mirror. It comes with a light. So, I mean, I've tried to make it so easy for women. Oh, I got this turned off. For women to be able to put their lip lock on. I can't imagine why you'd want to put the glue lipstick on top of it. But if you do, and it doesn't bother you and it doesn't dry out your lips the way it does mine, go for it. I can't sit here and say you're going to eat it all because it really does stay on your lips. Sometimes even soap doesn't take it all off. I can't see everybody, but I'm sure women can raise their hand if they've tried it, especially even Kylie's line. If you've tried it, that's not an easy wipe off. That is not something that this kind of cloth is going to wipe off. You have to scrub your lips. And I can certainly see why Sephora sells lots of lip scrubs. They sell those lip scrubs so that you can get all those layers off that women layer up with. This is what I do. I put lip liner on. I always wear Boss Babe. Love it. It's my go-to color. I always have a lipstick on, and then I put the lip lock on top of it. And with that, my lips can last easily to lunchtime. Easily. But I'm not going to sit here and promise you that I still have lipstick on at 4:00 in the afternoon. Not if I've snacked all day, not if I've been drinking shakes or whatever it is. My lipstick will eventually come off, but I certainly have some pink left over at the end of the day.
Well, and folks, we're just being real here. Okay.
Always.
When when you're looking at going more natural in the things that you put on your skin, they're not going to last all day long.
No. No, and in order for that to happen, people talk about the setting sprays all the time, especially Mac's setting spray. It literally is glue. Like if you're gonna put a Urban Decay and Mac both, and I have the Urban Decay one in my office. It's a glue. Just own it. If that's what you're gonna spray on your face, and you're like, oh look, my makeup stays perfect all day, it's because you glued it onto your face. And like Rebecca pointed out earlier, that glue does not stay on the surface of your skin. It will eventually get inside. If you're leaving it on 6 hours, 7 hours, 8 hours, 12 hours, it has nowhere to go but inside your skin and eventually into your body. So I always tell women, if you're going to glue your face, it should literally just be for the most special occasion. And it's because your picture isn't going to be taken until hours later and you don't have any time for touch up. Otherwise, you should stay as far away from those setting sprays as you possibly can and stick to a setting powder, which I have here. Stick to a setting powder. So all of my jars are labeled with a paint pen. So stick to a setting powder like Angel Face, and you'll have a perfect look, a perfect glow when those pictures happen. And all you have to do is just dust some on with a little brush or a little sponge right before your picture's taken, and it's 1,000% better for you than any setting spray out there.
Well, and since we're going, more towards that route, we've got the whole mineral makeup line. So I put minerals in my body and on my body. And the brush is so soft that it's not going to be scratching my skin and causing damage. Because you were mentioning this.
We spent a lot of time researching the brushes. I didn't want to do brushes. I absolutely did not want anything to do with being quote unquote a brush company. I wanted women to go get their own brushes. And it finally came to be that women weren't using the right brushes because it's loose mineral makeup. The brush has got to be able to release the powder back onto your skin. There's a lot of all natural hair brushes, especially when you get into the mohair and the sable hairs that come in brushes. Those will actually suck up the mineral makeup, the minerals, the different foundations, and not release back onto your skin. So I love our line because it is synthetic, which you would think would be a little on the scratchy side, but we have put in just the finest little real hairs into it, and that's what gives it its softness. And that's why when you're brushing your skin, you don't feel the syntheticness whatsoever. And it does do a really great job. Only synthetic will release the powder back onto your face. Only synthetic. So, I'm sure there's many women out there that have spent hundreds, if not thousands of dollars on 100% real hair brushes. And if they go to wash their brushes, just a ton of makeup should fall out of them when they're washing their brushes.
Yeah, and you even offer a brush washing solution.
I do now because so many women would call the company. I think it's silly. I totally think it's silly. I love all of you. Thank you for buying the brush wash. It's fine. We made it for you. And if I'm not mistaken, Rebecca, that brush wash is for if I'm sharing my brush between my face and your face. So if I'm doing makeup sampling with you and I need to use this brush from face to face to face, the brush wash we have, it has an alcohol base to it, which will kill about 99% of any of the bacteria that I pick up off your face. So once you use that wash for our brushes, the spray for the brushes, you want to wash the brushes in with your shampoo. That's what I wash my brushes with. I use the Youngevity shampoo. I definitely don't believe that you can use anything like Pert. You can't use Head and Shoulders. You can't use like a really heavy medicated or just a heavy line like Head and Shoulders is a prime example. You cannot use that for your brushes. You definitely want the shampoo to be light, to be just really clean, the cleanest shampoo that you can get. I love Youngevity's. It's got a peppermint smell to it, and you wash your brushes. If you're not, ladies, if you're not doing it every 30 days, I don't want to say it can lead to outbreaks on your skin, but it can lead to outbreaks on your skin. The bacteria is on your skin, it stays on your brushes, and it has nowhere to go unless you're washing. So at the beginning of every single month, and Steve can attest to this, I wash my brushes in the kitchen every single month. I use 2 separate bowls, and I use shampoo, and I really mix them up in a bowl. Some of the girls at my office got those makeup brush spinners that you've seen on Instagram and TikTok. I don't think they do anything different than me whisking it in a bowl. I think it's all the same thing. And then you have to rinse them really well. I shape them with like a washcloth. So I wring them out with the washcloth, and then I shape them, and then they lay flat on my counter for 24 hours, and they are completely dry. Using the brush spray from Youngevity, they dry instantly. So, because of the isopropyl alcohol, they dry instantly using that.
Well, I love our brushes. I have some for this bathroom. I have some for my bathroom up in Washington. I have another set for my suitcase. So I'm never without my Youngevity brushes. I
So
love
I
them so
tried to do what Rebecca did. I tried to have separate sets. If many of you do not know, we actually commute between Phoenix and San Diego. And I tried that. I absolutely tried that. I am so thankful. If you guys do not know this, we designed our brushes to go into a travel case. And I personally designed this travel case because it reminded me of a high-end holder for sunglasses. So this is how my brushes travel. They snap. And then when I unsnap them, I now have 2 cups on my counter because I just tend to take the bigger brushes and put them over into the other cup. But now I have 2 cup holders. And so rather than have the separate set of brushes, you know, between here and there and everywhere, I just take my case wherever I go. And at least they're all together. But I do hear you, Rebecca. I've done that. I've had brushes spread out from one part of the country to the other. And I always tend to lose one or leave one behind.
yeah. I love that traveling case. That just
Yeah.
makes it easy to keep them from being, all messed up,
All
when you
messed
set
up.
in a bag or whatever.
They're totally protected. I even put my eyeliners and my lip liners in them. Like
Yep.
like anything that stands up like a stick, that's
Mascara.
what's going to do. The mascara even can fit. I have a lot of brushes. I'm the girl that doesn't think you can ever have too many brushes.
Oh, I'm close behind you, that's for sure. So we have a question coming in from AJ. He said, makeup and lipstick are such a huge business. How do you suggest men be able to promote them intelligently? I think that's the key word to women we know. What highlights should they mention?
So I think that you should invite and have Dr. Dirt, Richard Renton, on one of these calls, and he is going to more than answer those questions. Richard Renton, if you guys do not know, when we first started the makeup line, he asked if he could be part of our team and work at the convention with us, like work in the makeup booth. And so we spent a few days before convention teaching him how to color match and teaching him how to put makeup on. And then we kind of got into a bet and a challenge, like we always do. And we went to the event to try to introduce this line to all these women. Okay, you guys ready for this? Richard Renton could sell $10 to every $1 any of the women on my team could sell. And this is what I got from the whole thing. All Richard would do is color match them, put a little bit of base powder onto their face, and then sit there and tell them how beautiful they were. And the women would just eat it all up, and they would pull out their credit card and they would just throw it at Richard and say, I'll take everything. Where when I put makeup on another woman or anyone from my team does, I always have the lady in front of me that says, well, I have to go talk to my girlfriends. Well, let me go outside and see how it looks in the sun, no matter how pretty I tell them they are. So this is the point of that story is men are at such a huge advantage. One with, hey, I've got this incredible line of makeup I would love to introduce to you. And with that, all they really have to do is say, oh my gosh, you're so beautiful. And watch women just fall to pieces and open up their credit cards. I've seen it 100 times. We've had the makeup for 17 years. And to this day, Richard could walk into a mineral makeup area with us and outsell us all day long. Women just eat it up. And it is what it is. So I think if you're a man, there's nothing easier than to introduce the mineral makeup, and you can do it honestly just with the lip locks because they're so easy and it's such a convenient thing. And Berry Kiss goes on every single skin tone. So I don't know if you're married, I don't know if you have a significant other, but any woman around you could actually help you with, these are the popular colors. My own team at Youngevity can certainly point to what the core colors are as well. Color matching is probably the biggest challenge, just learning how to color match. For a Caucasian woman, it's not that big of a deal, but the more you get into women of color, they just have to be color matched on different spots of their faces. But again, my team can help you with that. There's tons of tutorials on YouTube. If you type in Youngevity mineral makeup into YouTube, a million videos are going to pop up. But whatever you need help with, we certainly have a team at Youngevity. You can ask for Cynthia in the makeup department, and she's going to be more than happy to help you in any way she can.
Well, I love the makeup, and I love the fact that because it's minerals, you can take different colors of the minerals to customize to your skin tone.
Absolutely. And that's one thing that sets us apart from all the other mineral makeup companies. If we cannot match you in any way with a preset color that we have formulated, we will custom blend it for you, and we will put it onto your file at Youngevity and then make it for you each time that you order. So we'll actually jar it for you, put a label on it, and that will become your custom color. And if enough people require that color combination, it then actually will become a color within our line. And we've seen that happen more times than I can count.
Yeah, that's awesome. There's how many colors of just the foundation are there? I think there's more than 12.
Oh yeah. Oh, there's more than 25. See, I don't know anymore. I mean, I think I have a catalog around here somewhere. I do. I have a catalog here. And the reason I don't know anymore is because, like with evolution, I've moved on. So we started with all the base powder, with all the loose base powder, right? And that was all lovely, and they're still there, and we use them. But then we got into, and I don't have any here in front of me, but we got into the creams, like the heavy duty creams, because we had so many women who were over 55 who only wanted a cream-based makeup. And everything that we suggested, everything that we had tried to suggest, they weren't open to. And so we made a very heavy cream-based foundation. It's all natural, no toxins in it, nothing that's going to clog your pores, but it's heavy. And that had a lot to do with women who have birthmarks, scars, moles, just the slightest imperfection. They wanted, to make sure that in no way could you see that at all. So we made that. And then finally, at last, and I will tell you, this was years in the making. Nobody could satisfy me. Nobody could make pressed powder that I enjoyed. I had hundreds and hundreds of samples in about a 10-year time frame, and I would reject them all. Women would call, they'd beg for pressed powder, and I would tell them, there isn't a formula yet that is worthy to have the Youngevity name on it. And the biggest challenges, and I will tell you, is one, because you could bake it. You could totally bake mineral makeup and get it into a solid. That wasn't the problem. It was getting it onto a brush and releasing it back onto your face. And so two things would happen. It'd be so baked, it really wouldn't, the brush couldn't pick any up, right? Or it would pick it up, and then within a few tries of it, it would crumble. And that was just life of the initial mineral makeup. So not just my line, but I mean, other lines that we would go test and try out, the same thing in those lines happened to us. So when the blenders and the suppliers were like, hey, let's, will you please consider pressed mineral makeup? My answer was no forever. And then finally, we perfected it. And it took 1,000 tries. So I had my own team inside Youngevity working on it, and I had an outside team working on it. And I became absolutely obsessed. Well, as you can see, okay, this is so bad. I will tell you all, this is less than a month. Okay. I really like our pressed powder. And again, I use paint pins so I don't have to flip them over in my thing. I use paint pins just so I can see what it is. So this is sultry. And I love sultry to no end. But in about another month, this will become my color, Harmony, because even though I'm here in Arizona, I will be spending a lot more time inside because it's about to get desert cold, and I will get a lot lighter than what you see me on the screen with. So it's these colors. I think I've got a good 8 to 10 because we're always coming up with new ones, or we're always like blending to the next one. They are just the best thing Youngevity has ever made in the mineral makeup line. I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with sharing them with everybody. I'm obsessed with everybody trying them. They're super easy to carry. They're not messy. They go on beautifully. I should tell you, I've got kabukis that have a flat top, so they're really, really tight, and that's great. But just right now, just because of the way my skin is and everything, I like our loose kabuki. This is actually a Youngevity brush that we include. I like the fact that it's slanted, and so you can just, see if I can get. So sorry, I've used so much, but you can get a whole bunch on, and then
Just brush it on.
I love it. It's got the best coverage. Ladies, this has amazing coverage. But if the coverage is not enough for you, and for some women it's not, we have the exact same colors in concealers. And so another tip that I have for you is that you can literally take a concealer, put it on a sponge. I would prefer that you put it on a sponge versus putting it directly onto your skin, just because you have more control in sponging in the concealer almost as if it were a foundation, just not all over your entire face, just in the areas that need a little bit of extra coverage. And you can do that all day long with our concealers, and then use the light powder foundation over it. These concealers that we created are miracle workers, both for covering up just the slightest little blemish or the slightest little, thing you don't want anybody to see on you, but you don't need to use it all over your face, and you don't need to use it really heavily under your eyes. Just a little bit goes a long way, and that's why I suggest using a brush, because if you touch the wand to your face, one, you're picking up bacteria, but two, it's going to be a little heavier where you touched it, and it doesn't need to be.
Well, so let's go a little bit before, kind of like the whole prep before putting on the makeup, okay?
Okay.
Because I know for myself, I like to put something on my skin first, a cream. I use the collagen serum quite often. At night, I'll use the collagen and the hyaluronic acid and just put very light coat on my face, my neck, down on my décolleté. But before I put on my mineral makeup, I love to put on a light, a cream as well.
Like a light moisturizer, like
a light moisturizer.
Sure. So I prefer to do my hyaluronic acid at night, and the collagen at night. That's just because I don't have a lot of time in the morning. My goal is, can I be in and out of the bathroom in 30 minutes with hair? So I will definitely do it at night, but whatever you have time for, because the most important thing is that you let each layer dry. So I wash my face in the morning with our cleanser. I remove my eye makeup with the makeup cloth, and then get any kind of residue of the creamy cleanser off my face. And then I actually, in the morning, go to our waterless vitamin C. That takes the longest, I think, for my skin to soak in. If my skin's wet, then I put on a light moisturizer. And then I go immediately to doing my eye makeup. I'll give Jordan Hindi all the credit. She taught me this. She's a professionally trained makeup artist. And by doing my eyes next, it allows all the moisturizer to be soaking into my skin. And if any of my eye makeup that I put on, if I get messy, if I'm using loose powder, whatever it is, if any of it falls below my eyes, I don't have base makeup that it's going to mess with. I just need to take my makeup cloth and just quickly, brush it off, wipe it off. And now my eyes are perfectly done before I've started any other portion of my makeup. So again, I wash my face. I put on the waterless vitamin C for a variety of reasons, everyone. One, that waterless vitamin C will actually set your makeup. It holds your makeup onto your face. And that's just one thing I love about the waterless vitamin C. There you go. It's in a new container. I love it. And it's a miracle worker. I mean, it heals your skin. If it feels stingy, that's because you have microabrasions. It is just one of the best things. And what kills me is that every single dermatology office sells one, and it's 98% water. SkinCeuticals, for example, 98% water is what you're purchasing. In the early days when I first trying to come out with the vitamin C, my husband had some of it tested, and those were the test results that came back. Like, I had SkinCeuticals in my collection because my dermatologist sold it. We didn't have the waterless vitamin C yet, and she brought me the waterless vitamin C. Ladies, there's no oils in it of any kind. I try to tell people, if you've never tried it, it feels almost like a dry powder. People freak out, Rebecca. They're like, oh, I think there's oil in it. No, there's not. There's no water in it, no oil in it, and your skin feels so incredibly soft after you put it on. It truly is the true miracle worker.
Well, and one thing that I've been doing is just like I did, I put it on the back of my hand, I rub my hands together. And for the longest time, I had spots on the back of my hands that were dry and cakey.
Yeah.
And now they're all gone.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
that's
one of the benefits of the vitamin C. So I think it's a kind of an expensive product. I mean, it's expensive to make, so therefore it's such high end. It is a little expensive, and we do have women who buy it and put it all over their bodies. I'm always shocked when I meet somebody who lathers in it. It really is
investing in, Michelle.
We're what?
We're worth investing in.
We are worth investing in. We are, but I'm just always like, your whole body.
Yeah, I don't know that I could afford to do the whole body, but still,
but I'm glad that you've seen a difference in the back of your hands. I know a lot of women that put it on their hands because it does just feel so good. Better than any lotion, honestly.
Nice and soft. And it doesn't feel oily at all. Like you said, it's more powdery, but it's like silky.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I know some women out there will put on, after their vitamin C, they'll do a full separate sunscreen lotion. I choose not to because my mineral makeup has sunscreen in the base of it. I don't get a lot of sun every day. I am in the office, regardless if I'm here or there. I'm always in the office. So my mineral makeup has anywhere from 25% to 55% SPF in it. And with that, that's more than enough coverage for what I'm going to do for the day anyways. And then, the last thing that I put on is my base. I put on my base foundation, and I always touch it up with blush and a highlighter on top. So there's always a little bit of glow on my cheeks. I've really never gotten rid of that. I didn't get into the bronzers this summer. Did you get into the bronzers, Rebecca?
I'm still trying to figure out how to use bronzers.
Bronzers, I think they're just come and go. Yeah, they just come and go. I mean, we certainly have a beautiful line of bronzers that just wasn't feeling like it was a bronzer kind of summer. Maybe I didn't have enough tan. I don't know. But I know a lot of women who do, and a lot of women who use it for contouring and can really make their face look beautiful with just bronzer. A lot of women of color do not have to wear base foundation. They can really just skip right to the bronzers that just blend with their skin beautifully. So I kind of leave it up to each individual woman of how much they really want to put onto their skin. But the darker your skin goes, I always say the less you need. The less brown you need or the less base you need, the more color you need. More color on your eyes, more color on your lips, and a little bit of color on your cheeks.
Well, talking of people of color and lips, so we have a question out on YouTube. So says, hi, Michelle, I met you when you came to Dallas a few months ago. My question is, I am dark skinned. I like dark lipstick, but I didn't see one that I liked. Do you have any recommendations? So is there a color that I should go to my room? Because there's some that are so dark. They're too dark for
I
me,
don't
but I
have
love the
any
color.
dark. I don't have any dark colors here with me, but my team at Youngevity, again, if you call customer service and you ask for the mineral makeup department, one, they will absolutely help you. If you've got any kind of social media, they'll ask you for it because they want to pull your picture up. So my team isn't just going to talk to you on the phone and try to get you to describe your skin or describe your color. They'll ask, hey, can you either text us a picture? Can we FaceTime you? So my team will absolutely FaceTime you. And that really gives them a one-on-one with you. Or they'll ask if they can see a picture of you. And generally, a lot of women are like Instagram, Facebook, and the girls will pull it right up. And I really think they'll be the best in regards to giving you a suggestion. It's not just, hey, do you have a dark color? Especially for women of color, it's what undertone do they want? And it took me a long time to learn all of this. Nadine Thompson was a saint. If I had to do the mineral makeup line all over again from scratch, I would only make it for women of color. I had no idea how hard the struggle was. I had no idea how little makeup companies put in to their lines for women of color. And Nadine really opened my eyes. And it starts with undertones, red undertones, blue undertones, orange undertones. And so when they talk about, hey, I really want a dark color, we have to talk about what's your undertone and what's going to be best for that. So I wouldn't immediately jump to a brown or a brick red or a dark deep purple. Like I would want to make sure that whatever gets put onto you really goes with your skin tone and brings out your beauty versus it looking like you're wearing Halloween makeup. And I think that for all lipsticks, by the way, not just for women of color. I see women every single day, you all do, who are wearing lip colors that do not go with their skin tones. Bless them, especially in the springtime when everyone wants to wear tangerine. And it's just not the color for every woman out there.
No, it's not the color for me. I've tried
It's not
it.
the color for me either, but you know, I get it. Everything at the store is in beautiful blues and tangerines and mangoes. And yeah, you can't get away with wearing those particular lip colors unless your skin tone can carry it.
Right. Well, and speaking of Nadine, it reminds me what I do for my foundation is I will take the Sole Purpose, which is offered by Youngevity,
Right.
the unscented body custard,
There you
and I'll
go.
put a little bit in the palm of my hand. I'll sprinkle my minerals in. I'll mix it up. I'll use my flat brush and use that as a foundation because BB creams are
Absolutely.
all the rays.
We suggested that a million times to women when we were first trying to get them to understand, like, I don't want to come out with a cream makeup. You can make your own. So I'm really glad to hear that you put that recipe out. Sole Purpose has an amazing line, and you're right, they're called custards. So if you're able to handle a heavier base of cream, definitely turn to the Sole Purpose line. I know many women have, Caucasian women have. Their entire line is really phenomenal. So I'm glad that you shared that. It's very true.
Well, and speaking of that line, also they have the body butters, which help soften the skin. I use it in my hair.
So does Melanie Cooper. Yes,
that's how I keep my curls.
Yeah. Yeah, Melanie Cooper's got just curly hair like you, and she only uses that in her hair. She loves it.
Well, we're coming up to the end of our show. I am going to be creating.
No.
I know, so fast. So fast. But we have another show that you're already prepped for coming up. So
well, wait a minute.
That on.
All of you, wait. I'm sure that you guys see that we have the absolute beautiful
Advent
calendar, and it's almost sold out. So we are almost to the end. Last year it sold out in like 3 weeks. It is all new items in it this year. So if you were lucky enough to get one last year, it's completely different things this year. And many of the things that we had made for it are only exclusive to the Advent calendar and will not be sold through Youngevity.
Oh,
So
fantastic.
I hope you guys are able to
I
get
got
one. They're beautiful gifts to give. So if
I
you're
got
just,
mine. I picked it up yesterday.
I love you. Thank you so much. Okay,
Yeah.
well
And
that's it.
Ruth
So
Ellen. Yep, Ruth Ellen got hers as well. So those are always so fun. The
they
advent
are.
calendars. You've
They
got
are. They are.
25 little boxes and there's a surprise in each one of them. So folks, get back with the person that shared this program with you. Make sure you tell them thank you for sharing some information, because this is information we haven't shared on our program before. So since I use the products, I love the products, and I wanted to make sure that we shared those with others too. For those of you who were not referred to this program by somebody specific, I'm going to be making a link that is makeup.dailywithdoc.com, which will then take you to the Youngevity makeup and skincare line. You're gonna absolutely love it. Michelle, thank you so much for coming on with us today.
Thank you for
And
having me.
you would never tell by looking at you that you've had a skin
Oh.
portion.
Well,
You would never know.
so much. I appreciate
So
that. My makeup does wonders, doesn't it?
yes, it does. It absolutely does. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you
And
guys.
folks,
Thank you, everybody.
Michelle Wallach, she's the COO, sorry, Steve,
You're
on the
fine.
other side of the computer is the CEO. But Michelle is the COO of Youngevity, the company that I absolutely love and only promote their products because of what they have done for me. I know that you can get positive results when you take and give your body what it needs, allow the body to do what it's designed to do. And when you have consistency, it's consistently going to be creating cells healthier and healthier because they get the nutrition that they are starving for. And I absolutely love that. Steve, was that compliant?
He says yes. I love it.
All right. Well, folks, thank you so much for joining us here on Daily with Doc. My name is Becca Dukes, and we will be getting together tomorrow with pharmacist Ben Fuchs.
Oh, you guys are
As
so
we,
lucky. I love it.
he's absolutely fantastic, and we talk about skin and all different things. So
Yeah, he's the
he's just a
best.
brilliant mind.
Definitely.
Yes, for sure. Well, thank you so much, Michelle. And if I could get my co-hosts on the screen with me, I don't want to forget giving them my gratitude because I could not do this without them. We have Sherry. Sherry is helping to let everybody into the live Zoom. And folks, this is a live Zoom. If you would like to join us, make sure that you go to dailywithdoc.com, sign up for our newsletter that then is letting you know when. It's actually just an email list, but it's letting you know when we will be live so that you can tune in live with us. Then we also send an email that gives links to our previous shows and things that are mentioned in those shows to make it even easier for you to share with others. So back to Sherry, helping let everybody into this live Zoom, which we are hosting, and we're working on getting at least 3, 4, and then 5 Zooms per week back up as we are bringing more and more individuals who have information that just feeds into your life and your toolbox so that you can make better decisions for yourself. Albert, coming from us from South Africa, and his buddy Zebra in the background, he helps do some of the same. We have Marilyn, who is doing typing and dictation and putting stuff in the chat, which is one of the biggest advantages of being here in the live Zoom room. So thank you, Marilyn. We have AJ, who is helping us get out on all the different platforms. like Spotify, YouTube, Facebook, iHeart, Amazon Music, Rumble, Simplecast, Riverside FM, Radio Public, Castbox, Google Podcast, Instagram, Patreon. And I feel like I'm missing something. But thank you, AJ, for helping us get all that set up. And we have Ruth Ellen, my executive production manager, who helps to keep us all organized and make sure everything goes smoothly. Folks, it takes a team to do things like this. Within Youngevity, there are many, many teams. So if somebody referred you to this program, make sure that you get back with them. They are part of a team themselves. And if you have talents that you would like to feed into a team to help grow a strong, amazing community to be even stronger, let them know. It's not just about health. It's not just about what goes on the skin, off the skin. Folks, we even go into helping people financially, because if you have the finances and you don't have the health to enjoy it, what good is the finances? Well, I love the fact that Youngevity has created a community that we can then tap into having it all. So until next time, thank you so much for joining us here on Daily with Doc. Again, I'm going to make a link for those who have nobody to thank for being here today. It's going to be makeup.dailywithdoc.com, and you will get plugged into all of the wonderful products that Youngevity offers that are more natural and feeding the skin rather than chemicals creating toxicity on what you're putting on your skin. Bye for now.